Hi guys, welcome back to HAG Studios. Today I'm going to be looking at container gardening. Over the last several weeks we have featured some of the most beautiful gardens, which have been mainly large gardens, some of them medium size, and persons have loved them so much. But we have also had persons asking, can we do something for the newcomers to gardening? Especially our young viewers who sometimes are living in apartments and they may just have a balcony, or if you're an older person and you don't want to have a big garden to contend with where you need a garden and all of that. When you garden in containers, it's so much easier because you can always change plants whenever you need to. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it adds that extra beauty to your outdoor space or semi-outdoor space because it might be your patio. So today we're going to do a little bit of container gardening. Sometimes it can be a single container, a large container, or you can have groups of containers, say on a step or on a patio in a corner. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Today we're at Evergrow Garden Center, where they now have in stock some of the most beautiful containers, various shapes, sizes, colors. And so we're going to use a few of these containers to actually create our gardens. So here we go. If my nails are dirty, you have to excuse them. When you're a gardener, there are times when your nails are going to be dirty. Okay, I want to show you this spot that it has a hole, which is a drainage hole. Because it's important that your garden drains properly. Otherwise, the plants will rot. The roots will rot and then the plants will die. Okay, it's very important that the drain hole is not clogged up. So to prevent that, I'm going to put some broken pieces of clay pots over the hole, which will allow water to seep underneath and through the hole. If you don't have broken clay pieces, you could use bigger stones in the bottom. That will help with the drainage. After that is done, I'll add some gravel. Okay, so I cover that with gravel. And now I'm going to add the potting mix, the Evergrow potting mix. About halfway. Okay, so this is Sansevieria, or mother-in-law's tongue as it's called, and I'm going to use this in the middle because what I'm creating here is a pot that can be viewed all around. If you're going to put a pot in a corner or it's up against a wall, you would not place it in the middle, you would put it more towards the back, and then everything else will come to the front. But we're doing an arrangement or a garden, small garden this is, that is going to be center. it's going to be viewed from all sides. All right. Notice the height of this. You want it to be, if you have a tall pot, you want something in the pot that's going to be pretty tall as well. So I have that. I'm going to add a little bit more salt just to keep these. All right, one of the things you have to keep in mind when doing your container garden is that you want to put plants that can work together. Plants that would need pretty much the same amount of sunlight or water. This doesn't need a lot of water, but it will tolerate water. So I'm going to use this here. Then I want to use some Joseph coat. And when you get the plants from the nursery in the pots, you want to just do it like this. Then you loosen just the base, loosen the base of the plant so the roots are free now. And then I'm going to put these in. Kind of like this one at the front. Put this one here. And this one off here. I'm going to add some more soil before I add anything else. And then I'm going to add this portulaca, which has yellow flowers, or what we oftentimes call 10 o'clock in Jamaica. I'm just going to add it off to the side here. And I like this as well. You just put a few of them in. This could do with something else as well. Let's put this one in here. I'm making this a little fuller than you really need to have it, because just for show, but you could use less plants because they're going to be growing in a short while. And then I add the rest of the soil. So you have plants at different heights. There's some that's straight up, adding a little structure, some that spills over. This will grow and spill over a little bit more. And then you can always break the middle of the coleus or Joseph coat to have them thicken. So this would be one. And of course, when you're finished, you would actually water. So that's one. It can be viewed from all sides, but each side has its own character. Okay? I decided to add this to just have something hanging down on this side. It looks a little droopy now, but as soon as it gets watered and the roots are set, it will look brighter. here's another beautiful pot. It's not as deep as the first one. And I'm going to be using plants in this one that are smaller because it's not as deep as I said. And also grouping plants that are kind of more semi-shade. They prefer semi-shade. You notice I'm not using a lot of fancy plants. These are readily available, easy to grow, and you can find them almost anywhere. This one has a drainage hole as well. Okay, for this one I'm just going to use the stones at the bottom. Just a thin layer of stones. And then I'll add the soil. As usual, you fill the pot roughly halfway depending on the size of the plant, the height of the plants. And then as you put them in, you add more soil to bolster them. We're going to use begonias this time, which are kind of semi-shade plants. And I like these. Give them a little spacing because they will grow bigger. That's something I find when persons are not so familiar with plants. They tend to plant them too close. It's important to think of the size that the plant will be when it's more mature, when you're placing it. So you're not placing too many plants too closely to each other. I like this grass, and I think I'm going to put this in the middle here to give it height and interest. Needs a little bit of more soil to just hold it in place, to kind of cut it up. It will be okay once all the soil is in. And then I think I'm going to add some of this too, because this is also semi-shade. But I want the third one of this. Plants generally look better in threes or in odd numbers. Remember, we ease the roots on the bottom and just put it in. You probably need to see that side. Now I'm going to add these snapdragons, which will work well with this. And another snapdragon. Of course, you could alternate these, but it looks more natural when you group them because that's how they grow in their natural state. Then I'll fill out the space. And as you fill out the space, you just press them down a little. Once they're rooted, they'll be fine, but for the time being, they will move. So you press down the soil around the plants just a little bit. Little bit more. Brush it up a little. In about 2 weeks, this pot will fill out and really look pretty. So of course, this has to be watered as well. This beautiful pot is actually a plastic pot this time. And I'm going to do something a little bit more crazy with this one. Caladiums are very popular with gardeners, these plants. They come in variety of colors and designs. They tend to be semi-shade as well. So I'm going to keep it with things that can work in the semi-shaded spot, like on your patio. Okay, so I'm gonna add the gravel as usual. And then the soil. Remember, you can actually experiment with different plants, and just keep in mind they need to work well together in terms of color and so on. And I had some more of the Sansevieria or mother-in-law's tongue, so I'm going to add it to this pot again. I think I'll just put it to the back this time. Here's another piece, a little taller. Put this one to the back as well. And then this grass also I'm gonna put in here to the side so it kind of hangs over. It hangs over. Put a little soil to just support it as little soil to just support them. And then we could go where we just keep it green and white. So we're gonna put this here, loosen the soil at the bottom and put that in. Or should I add some color? I should add some color. Okay. See the roots on the bottom of this one, you just ease it gently and put it here. And then I'm gonna add this one. Just squeeze the pot, ease the soil a little, and then we're gonna put this one here. How is it looking? I can't see it from the front. I think I want to put one of this towards the back. So this is a pot. These will grow taller. And I should say for the caladiums, there are times when they will hibernate and you will not see anything, but the bulbs are in the pot and they will come up seasonally. And then I'll complete by just adding some more soil. The spaces will be filled out as the plants grow. One more. Of course, if you're the kind of person who likes things to be more symmetrical, you could put another grass on this side, and I will add some more soil to support it. I'll move this because this would be too many. Keep in mind that even when we feature large gardens are really gardens made up of a lot of small gardens. So there are ideas in these large gardens which you can copy. While we're doing the container gardens, Stephanie came to Evergrow Garden Center to shop, and she loved the garden, the combinations. So she's gonna get started sometime soon.
Absolutely.
I'm happy that you love them.
Thank you so much.
Right. We're doing these mainly, Stephanie, for our new gardeners, because what happened is that we have been featuring a lot of really beautiful gardens, and there have been persons who call me Auntie Faye, who have been younger viewers of HAG Studios, and they have been asking for something, and I think this is a good way to start.
Absolutely.
And I was also saying they have to keep in mind that even when we're doing big gardens are really a lot of small gardens put together. So they can get ideas from the big gardens. And you just start, and after a while you'll get to understand how to do it. All right. So nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice meeting you, and I'm giving you one little piece of Sansevieria that's left.
Oh, thank you.
And you said you have the other thing, because
Yes.
you actually have a garden,
Right,
but you
so I
haven't.
actually have most of these things in my garden already.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see how they can be put together using what you already have.
Right,
To create something
right.
amazing. So thank you for that thank you for the experience of seeing you put it together.
Thank you. And I'm so happy that I met you.
Yes, I am too.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay. I hope you have found this useful and you'll start to garden. Even one container, start with one single container and just put whatever you have in it. Nurturing your garden really adds to the quality of your life. So thanks for watching and see you next time.